Jai Gude, good evening everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living Organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। रोज की तरह आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करके करेंगे। We begin our session by chanting ओमकार 3 times. Today we are on 143rd session. आज हम लोग 143वें सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं. And our today's topic is that there are a couple of modulations of this mind, that Jagrut avastha, Swapna avastha, but how those avasthas are related to the concept of real and unreal world. Because if someone says that, okay, what you see this world is not a real world, then how does that, what happens to you? No? And how does one explain that? How does one really understand that? How does one can, okay, you hear about it, the Jagrut avastha, Swapna avastha, these are all avastha, we heard about it. Even in Patanjali also those 4 modulations, and even in Yoga Vaashishtha also we have heard about it. But how do we really understand it? How do one can make that as your own experience? How does one translate it that this real world, which appears as so real to us, doesn't it appear so real to us? Yet this real world is actually real. How does one can really make that as your own experience? What kind of vicha, what kind of understanding can allow that to happen? That intricate details Vaashishtha Muni is walking through us, no, through very step-by-step knowledge. And that is a very beautifully explained in one of the chapter. So we'll go into details, not just that modulation of this Jagrut like this and this. No, not that. Going into the next level of intricate details of that is something which we'll get to see. And then obviously you can always have a brainstorm session and the question and answer session to even understand it, you know, in more subtler, in a more detailed manner. So we'll look at that. How does that happen? Also, he takes an example of various examples to explain something called as Chida Akash. Because you would have noticed that many times this word is used in Yog Vaashishtha, Chida Akash. Even in the Prakaran creation of universe, this word came in number of times. What exactly that means, he explains through multiple such examples. So we'll look at that also. Let us see what is there for us to get this knowledge. But for now, once again I welcome all our Zoom participants, all our YouTube viewers, and all our Facebook viewers to today's session. Let's continue our session by offering our prayer to the Master. Aram se baith jaye. Let's all sit comfortably. Spine erect, neck straight, shoulders relaxed. And let's bring back our attention to our breath. Observe the breath. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Experience that hollow and emptiness. This hollow and empty. There is even a sound of the silence called Om. Let's breathe in for the Omkar chanting. Let us invoke the divinity within. Guru Kavali. Avanam 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 Punah Punah Satchidananda Rupoham Shivoham Shivoham Shivoham. Let us express our gratitude towards the Master. Guru Vandana kar le. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the Master, whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, the thoughts which pour onto our mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect. The impression that might be getting created on the memory, and if still there is an iota of that I, me. Let all that be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. Feeling the presence of the Master within and outside. Slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. Jai Gadev, let's continue with our session. It's the prayer that we do to the Master, that let all our actions, as we have gone through this, we are walking on this path of liberation, mukti, moksha, whatever it. While walking on this path, let my all actions led by you. You are the only one inspiration for me to perform everything. With that prayer, let all the levels of our existence be inspired by you alone. With such a prayer, that feeling of contentment, that feeling of trupti, trupta bhav, that ananda. Let's continue the session. What is it there? Let's see. So syllabus wise, if you see that we are into the Nirvan Prakaran. Nirvan Prakaran Uttarradh. And recently we saw something called as Pashanakya. Yesterday we also concluded Pashanakya, and then we saw what are the takeaways that we learned from that particular story. It was a quite big 13 chapters here involved into that. Today we are on 121st. No, 121वां सत्र यहाँ पे है, सत्र नहीं 121वां यहाँ पे chapter है of this book, and we'll look at it. What is it there in as follows. So here in this chapter, the different modulations of your mind, such as Jagrut Avastha, such as Swapna Avastha, and something we always referred as something called as Chida Akash. What is it that? So that thing is explained in detail here. So let us look at it. What is it there for us to learn here? So here Vaashishtha Muni continues to explain that from one particular avastha, from one particular modulation, if we go from that modulation into another modulation, the things which appears to you as real, as sat in one of the avastha, in one of the modulation, you will translate into another modulation, that sat becomes asatya, the truth becomes untruth, the that jagat becomes the real becomes unreal, and then when you come back to that first stage again, that reverses. No, so like this, something which appeared to you as truth, the real one, you go. He takes a few examples to explain as this thing. No? So he said that if you see that something which was so true and real for you, for example, if you see a dream in the night, and when you see the dream in the night, and when it becomes the daytime, that per time, whatever it was possible in your dream, the moment it translates into your daytime, does that thing remain as real as it was there in your dream? No, obviously it is not, right? You don't see something which was real, appearing real in the moment you come out of that swapna avastha, comes into the Jagrut avastha, obviously that thing which was real in that thing is not real now. So something which is not possible in reality, even such a things that you experience in your swapna. For example, in your own swapna, in your own dream, you see you yourself is dying there, like that. So if you see in this perspective, with this logic, the impossible things also happens into this Jagat Akasha. This is like, so now this is a very beautiful concept, this important concept here, which we are trying to analyze here. And let us really understand that into totality, what is being trying to say here. So it's been explained that when somebody says that, okay, in the swapna, the impossible things seems to be very possible. And if someone says this statement, it's very easy for us to comprehend that, right? Logically, at the level of logic, it fits. Swapna mein na, it's possible. Yes, impossible things also will be possible for you. You will be able to fly here and there. It is possible. But the moment you say that, oh, all these impossible things are possible in this Jagrut Avastha also, will you accept it with that ease, same ease which you accepted when we said about the same statement about the Swapna Avastha or the dream state? You will definitely find it very difficult to understand that, okay, the impossible things also happens to be happening here in the Jagrut Avastha. Why? Can you contemplate on this? Why it's so difficult to accept that in the Jagrut Avastha, that impossible things are also possible, just the way they are possible into the Swapna Avastha? Now, what is it that? Just think about it, contemplate, and then we'll understand what is being said here. So now he says that even that in the darkness, even the animals such as the owls, they are able to see. For them, it's like a time. No, but for other people they are sleeping, and the daytime is for them is like a night time, and then they are sleeping in a daytime. So that thing happens. So like this only in a Jagrut Avastha, that swapna that becomes asat, and in the swapna, that what is there in the Jagruta, that Jagruta becomes asat. No, so this Jagruta becomes asat in your dream, and what is asat for you, it becomes sat. So like that, he is saying that in this dream and in Jagrut Avastha, it appears as two different things, but there is actually no difference. Now that is another statement that we really need to analyze and understand. What is being said here, that to you it appears as two different things, as one is Swapna and one is Jagrut Avastha. In reality, both are not real. They are unreal. How? So to make this Swapna Avastha as unreal, you come back to the Jagrut Avastha. What is the guarantee that what you are considering as in Jagrut Avastha right now, that awakened state right now, it is not also dream which is seen by you in some different state? Is there any guarantee? Just think about it. I guarantee what is happening right now is a real thing, and it is not just a dream. Who can give a guarantee to that? Cannot give any guarantee for that. So the things which appears to you as swapna and dream, and the moment you come out of your dream, does that thing which happened into the dream bothers you longer? The moment you are in an awareness, oh, that was just a dream, then do you really bother about it so much? You actually laugh, oh, that was just a dream, oh, that was just a dream. In fact, if you have seen somebody's death there and you become, you come into the Jagrut Avastha, you'll actually feel very relaxed. Oh, that was just a dream, it was not real, right? You will feel very relieved. You will feel very relaxed. Something bad that has happened into the dream and something wrong that has happened into the dream. The moment you come back into the Jagrut Avastha, into awareness, you'll see, oh, that was just a dream. What was there to take it so seriously? That was not truth. No, that will make you free. See, understand this. So this is a very important concept that we are trying to discuss here. So moment you understand that was a dream, you become free. And what is it that you want? Why is that we are doing all these things? Is to be free. Is to achieve that mukti, that freedom, that liberation, that moksha. Yes, we are working on that one. Yes, we are working on that. How do we sustain that experience that you are free? So this is a technique. This is a knowledge, which is the very most supreme knowledge that has been given here, which will make you free. And it would take much time to do that. No? It can make you free the moment you understand this. The moment you have that feeling of this, what has been said here, you experience it, you make it your own experience, and you are free. Straight away, in that moment, you attain the liberation, you become free. You become free right now, that moment. How? So he said that what is it that we have to do here? You have to consider this dream, Swapna, and this Jagrut Avastha is also just a dream watched by someone else. Probably that someone else could be you, yourself, that at the level of your Chida Akasha, at the level of your Chitta constitutes your buddhi, intellect, your mind, man, your ahankara, your ego sense, and your smriti, memory. All this combination is called a Chitta. So in that Chitta Akasha, you are dreaming about this life. Now the moment you actually come into awareness of this reality, that this Jagrut Avastha, which we consider so real, is also just a dream, is been seen into the Chitta Akasha, your own Chitta, or else that this entire universe is being seen as a dream in the Chitta Akash. That is what is considered as the Chida Akash of the Brahman, of the Shiva, of that Lordship, whatever you say. It is just that nothing of this sort is actually created, but the way we see, if that Swapna Avastha continues for a longer time, for example, you are dreaming for 1 year, then you will start considering that things which are there in your Swapna Avastha as real. You think that it is real. I am seeing it. I'm watching it. It's in front of me. No, you start seeing that Swapna Jagrut Avastha. You'll get into see all these modulations were detailed in Yog Vaashishtha, no, in the previous sessions. So one of the avastha that is there, if you stay in that Swapna Avastha, in that dreaming state for a longer time, then what will you think? That it is real. Exactly same thing is happening with this life also. What you think is a real right now could be a dream, and as you are watching this dream for such a long time, what appears in front of you, it seems that is so real. What is an advantage of seeing this reality as a dream, that it is being washed into the Chitta Akash of your own, or then whole samashti is being washed at the Chitta Akash of the Chida Akash? What is the benefit of that? Why do we need to do this practice? So obviously, what is that you suffer from? You suffer from this, considering this thing as real. So somebody says something, you become unhappy. This can happen in your life, you are unhappy. This something has happened, you are into sorrow. No, this something happened in these things, you got hold on to that particular opinion about somebody, you are there. All this kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, all this distortion that happens is because you think all these things is real. But if the same experience in your Swapna, at the moment you come out of that Swapna, does that same intensity of that remains? No, right? It doesn't remain that intensity. The moment you realize that this is just a dream, all this distortion, they will just go away from you. Isn't that true? So that is the benefit here. So that same entanglement, that thing that you get into attachment of anything, or you get into all these vikaras, is purely because this world appears to you so real. And the moment you get into this complete understanding, a complete swanubhava at the end of your own experience, that this is just a dream, then that's it. You are already free. In that moment, you are already free. That is what has been explained here when we talk about the Jagrut Swapna Avastha and its Vishleshan. So he said that if you see that yesterday's sun and today's sun, or the yesterday's sun and the today's Purusha, that Jagrut and Swapna Avastha, they are actually same only. There is yet kinchit, there is no difference in them at all. So how is it that? So when we see the Jagrut Avastha and the Swapna Avastha, and if we see the present moment and the Bhuta Kala, so there is that one that is happening between them. So this is where the Rama asked the question that Bhagwan, whatever you say, that I really not don't understand this. My mind is not saying that, my buddhi is not saying that yes from within. I'm not getting it. Because if you see in a dream, and that particular dream, that drishya that you saw in a dream, the moment you come out of a dream, it will automatically disappear. Isn't that true? Yes, it will disappear. Like that we experience that, right? But the one which you are telling me into this, that Swapna, that Anubhava, or the Abhas room, that is where I can accept that what you say is absolutely, it's very easy to understand. But what about the Jagrut Avastha? In Jagrut Avastha, if I see, this world is not disappearing. No, this doesn't depend. Then how come both are same? How come you can say that that's Swapna Avastha and this Jagrut Avastha is same? Actually, when probably I was talking, this question was popping inside you also. And Rama is very curious. He would ask that. He doesn't leave behind any such question. So he asked that. So that is where the Vashishtha Muni answers him that Rama, look at this. I'll give few more examples. Probably that will help you to understand what is being said here. He said that Rama, the one who is looking the dream. Somebody is, for example, I am looking at the dream. And in my dream, I see that Swapna Drishti, that something is there. I saw one dream. In that, I experienced that Sukha and Dukkha. I experienced some sorrow and happiness. I experienced the Moha, that entanglement. Then I experienced the day and night. Viparyas and something, some sort of experience, etc. I experienced that in my dream. No, in that dream, in that Swapna Sansara, in that thing, suppose one dies. And then that thing is, he lives that, no, he dies in that. And then he lives this Swapna Sharira also. So the moment that particular person comes out of that dream, or that comes out of that sleep in which he was dripping, that point of time, he looks at the things into this Jagat, and then think in that, he comes out of that Nidra Avastha. What is it? He'll say that whatever that I saw is not the truth. That is not the truth. This experience that he will get, right? So like this, the one who is looking at the dream, that Purusha, into his Sapna Sansara, into his dream, even if he has seen himself or anybody else died over there, the moment he comes into the Jagrut, the my Sapna Avastha, no, that thing will it will be created for him once again. For example, if somebody is there and the person dying inside the dream, the moment you come out of the dream, that person is alive in front of you. Right? So he will get created, he or she will get created once again for you. Like that, into the Jagrut Avastha, whatever the anubhava, what is the experience that one jiva, one individual gets into that Jagrut Avastha, that samsara, if someone is died and into that Jagrat May Swapna Avastha, that thing will be created once again. If you start looking at again the Swapna Avastha, that thing when somebody is died here and you are looking in a dream, and in the dream you see the same person. In your dream, the one who is died in the Jagrut Avastha becomes the, again, he becomes the alive there in your dream. How do you notice that somebody comes and then they are talking to you, even though they are died in the things. In your dream, they are alive for you. We have seen one movie called Inception, and in that Inception, all these things are very, very well explained. No? So I'll give that as an example. Let us first look at here, and then we'll try to understand this from that example, so that will become very obvious and clear what we are talking here. So he says that in the Jagruti Avastha, the one who is died, that same person that is appearing as a real into your Swapna. But we know that this Swapna is Asat. We know that this is Swapna is not truth, that is just Asat. Like that, this Pratyaya, this is what we understand from this. Like that, from one Swapna, from one dream, into the another dream, that if you go, for probably the next life also. Sometimes it could be the next life also. That thing, that Jagrut Avastha, again we appear into that sthiti. So like this, we say that Swapna as a Jagruta only. Actually, you are seeing a dream. Now let us understand this. It will probably be appear to be very complicated here, but let us understand this. For example, let's take the example of that Inception. In Inception, what they do, they have a device which can be connected to your body and they can take over your mind. And then whatever you show to that mind as thing, that mind will start seeing whatever that thing you created as a thing, they will also watch the same dream. Now, if the device is connected to multiple people, they will also watch the same dream which is being shown to them. It's configured, right? Customized dream. It's basically through the technology. So all the people will see the same thing and they will also enter into that virtual reality. All of them will be present over there. But yet they have their own freedom. They also have their own chitta. Everything is there, but they will share that common samashi is what we can say. Common, for example, you entered into the virtual reality and you're fighting, right? With two kids play these games. No, they one is logging from that online games are exactly like this. Now you imagine that you have entered from your left behind your Jagrut Avastha, you got into the dream level number 1. Okay. So now in the dream level number, let's say there are 6 people. Now out of that 6 person, that first person, one of them stays into that level 1. And then in that thing, he is carrying that instrument in the Swapna also, and he connects that device to other 5 people. And then those 5 people enter into in the dream, that level 1 dream, they enter into the level 2 dream. Now the 5 people goes on to the next level of dream. Now let's say if then out of them that one person stays into that level 2 dream and the remaining 4 again gets into the level 3 dream. Okay. Now this is what is being talking here. This is exactly what Vaashishtha is talking here into the Yog Vaashishtha about the creation of the world. Okay. Now just relate this. That this Jagruta Avastha is there. In this Jagruta Avastha, what is there? There is only Chaitanya is there. That only awareness. That only that Shiva Avastha, that Brahma Avastha is there. Only that is there, nothing else. Now that level 1, not level 1, the ground 0, that reality is what we say. In the real, what is there? Other than Chaitanya, nothing is there. Other than that, everything is just unreal. That is what we are trying to say. Understand that concept. So that nothingness, that nothingness, whatever, that real, that Chaitanya is now gets into the spuran of he wants to express separate from that Chaitanya. I am separate from that Chaitanya, that Aham Bhavana comes into picture. And now to express itself, that Chaitya, that Spuran is what is the Chaitya comes into picture. And into that, that Chitta comes into picture. What is that Chitta? That Chitta is that Chida Akasha, which is what we'll talk. What that Chida Akasha, it will come into detail. But for now, in this, understand. Into that Chitta Akasha of the divine. Whatever, that Brahma, Shiva, whatever you call, it's immaterial. Into that Chida Akasha, that this Chitta will be there. Whose Chitta? It is the, is Chitta, does it Chitta exist? Is there an existence of Chitta? No. Chitta doesn't have its existence as such. It's just that imaginary thing that is there in the Chitta. Now the Chitta's capability is what? Using the Buddhi, intellect, using the Smruti, memory, using the mind, man, and using the Smruti. No? That ego, that feeling of I-ness, that four things together is Chitta. It is capable of imagining the things. What is that? When we see a dream, what is it that we use all these four and gets into the imagination, right? That is what is Swapna for us. That is what. So that Chida Akasha, in that Chida Akasha Rup, that divinity starts dreaming about this world. Start dreaming of this world. Say to dreams about that creator is there, Brahmadev is there, who has Chaturbhuj and this. Then he imagines about the Panchatatvas, Panchatanmatras. We have seen all that. Let's not get into detail of that. So that is how. So the dream of that, the Chaitanya is that ground zero position. That level 1 dream is of the Chida Akasha. Level 1 dream. In that, it also something that feels that I am different than this. Again, there is an individual consciousness comes into picture. Again, that individual Aham Bhavana comes into picture. That Aham Bhavana also utilizes all the four. These things become the Chitta. And in the Chida Akasha, there is another Chitta Akasha. Level 1, now level 2, Chitta Akasha. And in this Chitta Akasha, level 2, that particular individual consciousness called Jiva, he sees the life. Okay. So now there is this life of, let's say, Sangeeta ji. There is this another Chitta Akasha of Someshwar. There is another third Chitta Akasha of Savita. Now there are 3 different Jivas appearing here. They have their own Chitta Akasha, 3 Chitta Akasha inside the Chida Akasha. Okay. So level 1 is Chida Akasha. Level 2 is those Chitta Akasha. Now we are not considering any other more lokas here, Brahma Loka and all that. That thing. Probably we can put even one more layer here, that level 1 is Chida Akasha, level 2 is that Brahma Loka, and in that Brahmadev is now he is a creator, so he created all these things. So that level 2 dream is being dreamt by Brahmadeva. Like that. Now that Brahmadeva, level 3 dream, he created all the Prithvi, Panchatanmatra, Panchamahabhuta, etc. Using that he also created this we as a level 3rd dream. Now what is that? You are seeing your dream as becomes your level 4th thing that is going on. If it is your first life, the first time you have taken a birth, this is the first time you are looking at your first dream, right? Now let's come back to that example of that inception way. Level 1, level 2, level 3. In the level 3, you need 3 level. Now look at this scenario that a person who comes from the level 4 and they stay there for long, but I think that is reality. But the one who is there at that level 2, he knows that they are just dreaming, right? And then they comes to, how does they come back to this? They die in that level, they die, they come back to this level. They die in this level, they go back to the upper level, like this synchronous. So if you see that the person who is stuck into the level 2 from such a long time, let's say 60, 70 years, he is into that, he is never comes out. What that person will think? That level 2, whatever is appearing for it is a reality. It becomes a reality for him. What is the guarantee that it is not at the level 2 or at the level 3 or level 4 or nth such level? What is the guarantee of that? Now when we talk about the rebirth, what is happening? That the level 4 is what that Chitta Akasha of your own Jiva Akasha, Sangeeta and Someshwar, that Jiva Atma is what we say soul. And Chitta is what is started looking for this dream. So level 1 dream, that body is finished, it started looking at the another dream. Then that body is finished, it started looking at the third dream, started looking at the fourth dream, and this is continuously happening like this. So probably one dream after another dream, or inside one dream another dream, inside one dream another dream, and this is a continuous process until that vasana is there, until that cravings are there, that Chitta Akasha, Sangeeta and Someshwar or Savita will continue to take a new body, and this vicious life cycle of birth and death, it will just continue like this. Are you getting this? Like that, the one thing which appears to as a Jagrut Avastha right now, what is the guarantee that it's not just a dream which is being looked at your Chitta Akash? What is the guarantee? There is no such guarantee. So if you have come to this fundamental understanding of life, then you will start looking at the things as if this is just a dream. Gurudev keeps saying all the time, we really never understood what he's trying to say here. Okay, he's saying it's a dream, just the world is a dream. Just look at this dream and wonder, oh, okay. Else we have a faith on the master that his words are the final verdict for us. Okay, we'll also consider it. But today, that becomes our own experience that this world is a dream. Once we go into such a detail, such a minute details of the things, we go into that Inception movie, analyze it, and we go into such sessions. Now that starts becoming as your own experience, that this world is just a dream. Now when we come to this reality, wake up to this reality. Now does all these small little things here and there, this person said this to me, this person said that to me, this person is like this, that dukkha, that sorrow. Come on, my dear, tell me, will that matter to you now? It will not matter. Just like that dream is there, which we come to know that it was just a dream and come out of it, dream. Like that, all the things happening in this world, you just take it just like a dream, and then you will be free from it. And that is what everyone wants, no? Who doesn't want such a realization? Who doesn't want such a liberation? Who doesn't want such freedom? No, everybody is craving for that freedom in life. Now, this inherent understanding of the nature of this world makes you free. No? काहे का entanglement, काहे के विकार, कुछ नहीं रहेगा. You will be free. It is such an in-depth understanding of the things which I try to. This is what is said here. I try to put in some different words using some examples so that it becomes easier for us to understand. But the gist of this is bit idea. Let's move on. So then he says that what is that real swabha? What is the swabha of your chit? So if you say that everywhere, whether it is sthavar, the one which is stationary, the jangam, which is in movable state, into all the bhuta jati, everywhere, that thing, that alone, that one thing that exists is that chit, because it is the swabhava objective. For example, if you take an example of that pot, the mitti, that mud, the clay with which it is produced, that is the upadana karan for that. So that becomes the upadana karan for that. But if you see it from the perspective of that everything without this chit, there is nothing separate than this. No, it is everywhere only and only that chinmatra brahmat. That brahmamaya, that chinmatra is only the thing that is there. No? So if we see into this clay of the pot, that clay, can the pot exist? Okay, fine. You have prepared the 3-4 different types of akaras, 3-4 different types of forms of that, and you are calling that with a different name. But what is the reality? Everything is just a clay, right? So exactly similar to that, this Chinmay Chaitya, either in the form of this Drishya or Adrishya Jagat, there is nothing else other than that Chida Akash, this Chida Virak. There is nothing else. You cannot say that anything there. If you see that, okay, there is water there, and inside water, for example, there is an ocean, and there is a whirlpool that is going on. Into that whirlpool, It takes one particular form of the twister, appears like a twister. Now, if you see it from the inside the water, it will appear to you like a twister. But is there a difference? Is there any such twister or anything? The moment that twister calms down, what remains there is just water. That's it. It was water when it took the form of a whirlpool. That time also it was water only. And when that whirlpool disappeared, that point of time it was water only. Like that, it is that Chida Akash. It is that Chitta. It is that Chit is there, which is there always. It's pervading. Like if you say that, if you see, take an example of that Agni and its hotness. So can Agni and the hotness be differentiated from each other? Can the Vayu, that air and its spanda, its vibration, can it be differentiated, or can it be separated? Can we say that into that Shunya Akasha, that Shunyata, that Akasha Tattva, can it be separated, that Shunyata, that nothingness is not there in the Tattva? It is just not possible. Can we say that in the Prithvi, in the earth element, that that doesn't exist, that Amurti is there? Can we do that? No, it is not possible. Like that only this Chaitya, this Chida Akash, in this Jagrut Avastha, the Padartha or whatever things which appears to you as real are just nothing but just Chida Akasha. Nothing more than that. That's it. That is it. So it is like whatever the things that appear to you, all these things, it is just like that small kid or baby will be there, and the mother will say, oh, Steve, otherwise that Bagun. And then that Kalpit, that imaginated some sadhu, Baba, whatever that thing, that ghost or thing, something they will make fear. Oh, he will come, she will come, like that. They will make the fear, like that Bagun will come. So what is it? It is just imaginated thing, Kalpit, right? Just imaginated. Like that only here, Rama, in this Drishya and in this Vishwa, all this Siddhi are Keval and Keval. Only and only is because of that Chinmatra Sarupa. It is big of that. So you take in anything, you do actions, you do take the Vishya, or you it is Triputis, the three things, no? Drashta, Drishya, Darshan, or Bhokta, Yogyam. All these three things, this is what I do. I do this, I do that, mine, this is yours. All these things are there into this. This is called as Dvandva. Into this Dvandva, that thing into this, and because of that thing, this Prani Matra, because all these things appears to you as alive. But in reality, they are just there like a dreaming. They are just there sleeping things, or they are just died, already died. They are into that state. But like that, they are doing that vyavahara out there. They continue to do that. Like that, somebody who is into that kashta mode, somebody is into that ultimate silence, and they are just like Mrutu only. They are all like dead. No, and in all this chara achara, in all the padartha, that amurta bhav, that akasha, other than that chira akasha, there is nothing else. So if you look at the smallest particle that on the top of your head, and into the river, into the smoke, into the this akasha, etc., etc. So many different types of things, so many different of forms that will appear to you. But like that, what is the asta? What is it that we can say about it? It's just like that small kid sees the kalpit, that Bagandua, something that the alien or whatever you can call that as, that thing, it is just like that. Hey Rama, there is no Karya Karan Kal. That thing is not there. No, that cause and effect is not there because of that. And if somebody thinks like this, I really don't care. I don't bother about such people and their opinion. So like this, if you see in this all the universe, that Upadar Karan, that thing, there is nothing else. There is nothing into the Padartha or Shunyata. So if you see that if there is a matter, that matterness, then if you see that Shunya, in that Shunyata, that you see that something as a form that forms in that all these things, other than that Chida Akasha, there is nothing else. No, it is the same thing. And if somebody would like to go into the Triputi and get into this duality, this Dvandva and all these things, try to find out that Tattva, which you can explain in words, is that it is Anirvachaniya. It is beyond the words, it is beyond the explanation. It is beyond that Sat and Asat, like that. So this is where the Rama asked the question. He says, Prabhu, into if you see it from the perspective of that spirituality, that Adhyatma, that Paramartha Tattva, there is Karya Karan, that cause and effect is not there. It is Triputi, it is this Drashta, Drishya, Darshan, these things is there. This Karya Karanadi Bhed, how come that appears to us in this real? How come that duality is so obvious and appears here? And if that thing is asat, if that is what is reality, then how does all the people appears to that as Satya, and how does it appears to them like this? The exactly same question which hover through our mind when we go through such concepts, and Rama is not living behind those questions, he is asking. So this is where the Vaashishtha Muni is explaining that technique. He says that this Jagat is Mithya. This world is evil. How does one can experience? It is only and only through your own Swanubhava, your own Anubhava, your own experience, and that itself is the proof for you. Using your own thing as a proof, you can experience this as Chida Akasha, and you can experience this Jagat as a Mithya. How? Explains. So the Vaashishtha says that Rama, if you really see into this world, this Jagat Mithya world, that Swanubhava, that your own experience itself is the proof. How? If you see it from the perspective of that Swapma, that soul, that Chit Prakasha, that Ishvara, etc., etc., in that, if you look at it from the perspective of any karma, any icha, that thing that appears in the form of the karma, your actions, in the form of your vasana, your things, etc., etc., that bhavana, that feelings, that comes into picture, like that it appears to you. But if you see it from that perspective, if you see it from that Satya Sankalpa of that Drishta and Drishya Bhava, that experience that one gets, or get into the Karya Karanadi Bhava, means the cause and effect of that. But if you see it throughout this, there is that only one pervading that Chida Akasha is the only Upadana Karan of that. So if you see that Mool Karan for that is only this Chida Akasha. It's in everything, it is that Chida Akasha. And in that Chida Akash, what is an reason for that? It is an entanglement of that. Is like that you understand. Then he explained, Rama, why is it so? Why I'm saying so such things? If you ask like this, so if you see that this everything is just a Chidakasha only. Like that, the moment that Jiva Bhava, which thinks itself as a separate from the Shiva Bhava, the moment that experience, till that point of time, they will consider, they will be attached to this world. No, that they will get entangled until the time when they have not understood this. But the moment they understand this, they understand this is just a dream, this is just the thing, then that point of time, that moha, that entanglement will be automatically removed. So we discussed this point. I was talking about, I discussed this point. That moha, the entanglement will automatically disappear. It will not remain over there. So like that, you see that Swapma, that thing is, then if somebody asks while listening to this thing, if somebody asks if that Ishwar is there, if that divinity is there, and he already have that Swatman and the Buddha, he is aware about it, why does that Ishwara gets mohit? Why does he gets entangled into? It's an obvious question that comes into it. Here Vaashishtha explain, yeah, even though that is there, but who will ask that question to it other than Ishwara if nobody else exists? That point of time, if that Ishwara gets entangled into, who else will be there to ask this question to him? So whatever he does, that point of time, there is nobody to ask. For example, take an example of that, understand that thing example which we saw right now. If that Brahmadev is there and Chaitanya is there, and that Chaitanya just get that thing, that Chaitanya comes into picture, that Chitta comes into picture, and it assumes the form of a Brahmadeva. Now, if Brahmadeva does something like this, who will ask cross question? If he gives all the qualities of water to fire and give all the qualities of fire to the water in one particular Brahmanda, because he is the creator, who will ask? Everybody will start calling this water as hot, and everybody will start calling that Agni as cool, because that is the way he defined. So if you are the creator, you are defining like that, who will question? Why? Whether the entanglement came or not, nobody will be there to question that. That is what Vaashishtha Muni is trying to tell, that who will ask this question, but the question you are raising, other than Ishvara, if that Ishvara gets into entangle or not, if gets into moha or not, who is there to ask this question? Nobody. Like that only, when the Jiva Bhava is there, in Jiva, one comes out of that avidya, that ignorance, and then that karya karan bhav, that cause and effect, that avastha will come, even though he is imaginating about it, just imagination of that, and the avidya and its expansion is what appears to it, that is this jagat, this world to it. In that also, even if he is doing that kalpana, as he is doing that kalpana, that question of that some, and the one who is experiencing it, the one who is doing it and the one who is experiencing it is not different. So then obviously, why am I doing this? That question itself doesn't arise. Very beautifully explained here. That question itself won't arise because you are only doing it. Why will you cross question your own things? Now, like it happens with also. If the Atma is the one who is doing something else and you are the one, somebody else, and then this question arises, that question would have made sense. But if it is that Atma is only pervading everywhere, that Chaitanya is there everywhere, and it is going in, this question itself does not arise. Whether you are in Ananya Shuddha, Nirabhas, that Chida Akash, there, who will question this? That question itself does not arise over there. So it is that Chida Akasha. So in that Chida Akasha only, it's just like a dream, all these mountains, rivers, these oceans, etc., that Virat Atma, that Rudra, that Chida Akasha is being kalpit, is being imaginated by the Chita. So that is what is there. So like that Karana Shunya Akasha, and in that Akasha only one experience this, or experience that water, experience that thing. It is that same thing as a kalpana. It just keeping an experience. It is just taking an anubhava of that, and that is how this Jagat Srishti is just like that. It is this Jagat. We have discussed this point when I explained that this Jagat Srishti is just imaginated by that Chida Akasha. So when it is just being dreamed by that Chida Akasha, how come it can be real? It can be, in fact, that dream inside the dream inside them. We don't even know that at what level we are sitting here, and we think and say, oh, this is what is real. How can it be? How can someone guarantee you that it's not unreal? It cannot guarantee that. So like that only, that Chaturmukha Brahmadeva, that thing also, in that also this Chinmaya, that Srishti is just kalpit. It is just pratit, like that. And in the Vastavik Rupa, that Chida Drishti is only that Jagat Nirjiva. That like just like a mirror is there, in that mirror, one experiences this as his own Antakarana. Like that only in that Swarupa, this Jagat Vedna, this Kalpana comes into picture. And Tattva, if you see it from the Tattva, that Ajnana is the only Karan, that's only ignorance. Why does one does this? It's only ignorance. Because of that ignorance, only one gets into this, that this one real. Like that, this Srishti Kalpana becomes Yatharth, and it becomes like that. And if one understand this thing, as a matter of fact, right now, this moment you arise to this understanding, the very moment you become Brahman, you become Shiva, and these things will drop for you, and you will become free. Like that, he explained that if you see it from the Shuddha Vichara, that because of that Shuddha Vichara, abhava of that Swarupa Darshana of that Samatya is not there into the prani. They behave like Jada, inertia. And like that, all the human beings, they all spend this life व्यर्थ. They just continue to spend this life just like that. But the Sreshta Purusha, who are wise, they contemplate on this, they attain this, and they get into that Parama Purushartha Pratyatma Rupa, Arthat the Swarupa Swanubhava. They experience their own self and that Atma. And then once they experience, they remain near to it. They know that Atma stays near to that. They stay into that place. They stay always stay with that place always. Even though appear to do all the actions in the outside world, they remain over there. That like that. So like that here, Rama, you continue to go and continue to contemplate about it. Continue to do that discussion, that manthan with the Vidwan people, and you also get into the same state of your being, and then remain over there. That is when he continued to explain how is this Chida Akasha. What is this Chida Akasha? That is where Rama asked the question, hey Brahman, you are explaining about that Parabrahma. That Parabrahma becomes the Chida Akasha, and then that Chida Akasha experiences or it expresses itself like this. Kindly can you please retell me? Kindly can you please explain to this in detail? When you speak inside your Vani, when I hear your words, I feel it like that I'm doing that nectar. I'm drinking like that nectar. And that Amruta Sevan, that I'm drinking that, and then I'm not feeling contentment one. I am yet not feeling that fulfilled. When I still want more and more, I still want to kindly explain that. I would like to hear it from you one more time. So that is where the Vaashishtha continues to explain Rama. Okay, I will tell you so that it will become more clear to you. So he says that, like, for example, there are these two twins that gets born. Now, when the two twins are born, their mother and father is same, and both of them are so like. They in the Ramayana also, if you see, there is an example of love and they're twins. So like that things, if you see it from that perspective, when there are two twins, they exactly appears to each other like same thing. But just for an vyavahara, just for an sake of understanding, one will be given one name, other person will be given another name. So like that only, just for the vyavahara purpose, even though they are exactly like similar, still they will be given the different name. Like that only into this and the Chida Akasha, that into that Chitaspatika Shila, that Pratibimba, into these things, this Prapancha, one is called Jagruta, another is called Swapna. These are the two different names given to it. But in reality, both are same only. Both are only dreams only. There is nothing Jagrut or Swapna. There is no bhed between them. Vastavic bhed is not there. But just both of them are just the Chinmaya Akasha Swarupa only. Like that only. If you see it from that perspective, the one that Samvid, that Jani, that awareness, in no matter of a second, in fraction of a second, is able to reach that moon. Like that thing, that is the in between that thing is there. That is the Chida Akasha. That is what you think and understand as the Chida Akasha. So if you say it from the perspective of that Mula, that roots are there, which are attracting that Swachha Rasana, that water it soaks in that Akarshana into that Vriksha, that Alladadayak, that thing, that Bhava is there, that Bhava is there. No? Into the Upanishads, Srutis, this is called Swabhavika, Asahaj Ananda. That Ananda is considered as a Chidakasha. Then he says that if one who has completed all that ichchas are not there, their cravings are completely dropped, and their chit has completely become calm. That Purusha, that's the Vishesha, Shunya Avastha, the one who is experiencing that Sahaj Sukha Swarupa, that experience of that experience is Chidakasha. So in that Chidashaka, that Nitya Sukhanubhav, like just like who has completely experienced in that that sleep, that deep sleep of state, that Avastha, that Purusha is, that Swarup is called as Chidakasha. If you see in the rainy season into the Sharad Ritu, all that things, that Truna, which is just flowing because of the air here and there, and the kind of experience that Mamanda Shunya, that is that Ananda Bhava. That Ananda Bhava is called as Chidakasha. So if you see this Drashta, Drishya, Drishan in these three, and all this, the Uday and Astam is rise and this, and in that, in between the Avastha, that Sushupti Avastha, in that Sakshi Chaitanya, that ultimate observer which is always aware into the Agruta Avastha. So in Drashta, Drishya, Darshani, Trupati, that thing which that arise, and that is that Niyaramaya Chidakasha. So he gives multiple such example of what is Chidakasha. So it is in between the words, it is in between two breath, it is in between the real and unreal, it is between the knowledge and ignorance, somewhere in between. It is that is what is that is the Chida Akasha. So something which is always present, something which is always there, something which is omnipresence, omnipotent, that experience is called as Chida Akasha. Something which is beyond Murta and Amurta, something which is beyond the Sat and Asat. No? Things that Sutratma, something which is of that, everything, that is called as Chidakasha. So it is from that Chidakasha, all this Utpatti, Sthiti, the creation, the stage, and the lay, the pralaya, the destruction, that vikriya, that thing which happens inside that into all the avasthas, in all such state, what is remains is that Chidakasha. So it's that Tanmaya, Chidakasha, everything is like that only, that is only the Chidakasha. If someone is just have a completely in a deep sleep state and they just appear to come back to the things, and then that thing, what they experience in that Unmesha, that Nimesha, that Satta, that is called as that Antakarna. Inside the Antakarna, one experiences that Swanubhavu Rupa is Chidakasha. So like this, it is Thula Jagat. This is not Brahman. This Sukshma Jagat, that is not Brahman. No. Other than that, something which does not have any boundaries, which is beyond the Desha Kala, that concept, something which is beyond that Sarvatma Tattva, the one which cannot be told in words, that thing is called as Chidakasha. The one which is not expressed through your indriyas, through your five senses, cannot be experienced through your vishayas, that thing, that nirvish, that just an awareness of your own being is called as Chidakasha. So like this, so many different examples Vashtamani gives to explain that Chidakasha. So beautiful, really, really amazing. That is where our chapter concludes. From tomorrow we'll start with something called as Avidyakar. We have seen that this ignorance is there, this avidya is there. So there is a story of Vipaschit Raja, the king called Vipaschit, and the story of that comes under the Avidya, and we'll look into that tomorrow. But for today, we'll take a pause. I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. You're welcome to ask any questions if you have. We can discuss that. And if you'd like to contribute whatever your takeaways from today's session, you are welcome to contribute that also. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev. The unmute option is being kept open here now. You will be able to unmute yourself on your own and you'll be able to speak. Over to you all. Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, Jai Gurudev. So it was a very beautiful session, really. And quite many things got very cleared also, exactly. Like the first takeaway of mine is just as we are dreaming, so we are dreaming in the dream now also. So when you wake up from this, that is when you realize that you are Brahman and everything is Brahman over here. So we come out of that dream. So that then it doesn't affect you. Are you hearing me? Can you listen to me? Yeah, am I online? There is some issues in this room.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So really we can, yeah, thank you. And really we can, when we wake up means when we wake up in that Brahman, and you see, when we're sleeping, it is so true. Everything just going on in that dream is so true. But Someshwarji, there is one more thing which just strikes me. These dreams, we see according to our concepts, our memories, and our past karmas also, where we were. Those dreams only keep on coming in our this, right? Isn't it? So, but then some of the dreams have that impact, and also there are some dreams which you see before it happens to you in your day-to-day life also. So there are those dreams also. So the dreams itself is a big therapy, you can really work on it. And I have read that And you can visualize your own dreams. Like if you're seeing this type of dream and now you want to see this type of dream, then also you can work on it and go ahead. So there are plenty of things which you can do in that dreams also. But ultimately what Yog Vaashishtha is saying ki everything is a dream. So we have to stick to that. And the minute you realize ki everything is a dream, you are waking up into your consciousness, and that is what it is. So that is the thing that we have to learn and do, and experience that. You come up into that, wake up into that consciousness and see that everything is Brahman. So that is what it is. And one more thing it was, then this world appearance is nothing but just a pure consciousness. And that notion that arises, in the consciousness is nothing but pure consciousness, and there is nothing else. There is no such notions of, self, world, dream, this, that. So all that divisions are just gone. And then the world also doesn't exist. And when it is observed carefully, it seems to come into that being of yours, that being which arises from within. It's a very beautiful example given over here. Just as a crystal reflects all the colors, unchahte hue bhi wo pura rainbow colors, it has all the rainbow colors in that crystal, right? So it is not without intending to do anything. The infinite consciousness reflects in the entire universe. So it doesn't have to do anything, but that is what it is. Just the example of the crystal is, it reflects all the colors. If you're just under the light, that is what it is. So the world is neither the mental nor the material. So there is no world actually, nothing as mental, nothing as material. It is just a pure consciousness alone that appears. So that is the thing. That is my first takeaway over here. And the thing is that ultimately you can say, I am all this and all this within all this. So I am all this and all that is within all this. So aham brahmasmai tattvamasi, or thou that art. So thou that art. That is what it is. And that is the realization that we have to come up to. So it's a very beautiful session. You have to just experience everything, whatever he's saying. And yesterday, just when I was reading that, I messaged you also, it was like, it's amazing knowledge. Even if you go and read it from the very beginning, that same thing is going on till the end. But then every time it is giving you a new experience to go through that. I just felt that, the same thing is being said. The world is not there. There is no appearance. You are the Brahman. Everything is just there. From the first page, it goes on till where we have come up over here. But then hearing that and listening and working on it and experiencing has really taken us to a different level. So, it's like we are becoming more pure, as you said, and with that more, like you said just now in Pavitrat, more pure we become. That purity which is there is just shining every time when we hear this. So it's an amazing knowledge, amazing. I really am thankful we are here together and coming up with that. So yeah, my first takeaway is that there are plenty more, of course. I'll just review that and I'll come back. Yeah, thank you. Over to all of you. Others also can share theirs. Jagrut.
Absolutely. This was really wonderful. Look at the things now, that how many hours that one get into this life is 24 hours. Out of that 7-8 hours, you're already into sleeping mode. Then in the morning, we start it at 6 o'clock, we continue till 9:30. We start at around 7 o'clock, we continue till 9:30. Almost 4-5 hours, we are into the same state of being. And then everybody's laughing, everybody's smiling, everybody's listening to this, or doing meditation with Gurudev or chanting Guru Puja. Tell me, in these hours of those moments, where there is dukkha, where there is an iota of that, any other vikaras, any distortion, that even doesn't even come near to us. No, है ही नहीं. इस क्षण में क्या हम लोग उसको महसूस करते हैं? And all this distortion that we feel in those moments, बिल्कुल नहीं आता ना, नजर भी नहीं आता है, पास में भी नहीं आता है. And how many days you have been experiencing it in this, probably in this year itself? No, almost every day we are experiencing this, right? And is one person's experience is like this? Many people, no? You go and see the experience sharing and all that. Many people are going through the same experience. That they just come here, they listen to this, and then they get into the bliss. They just do the meditation, they get into the bliss. And what is required actually in life? Then just go do your routine work, 9 to 6, do be your business. You are a granny, you are at your home, do it. But if you are able to sustain this, if you are able to continue, and if you are able to sustain this throughout, that's it. Then what is required? No, so it has been given all the techniques. No, there are multiple such techniques which are been discussed, which has been given by the master to us, which is given by the Yog Vaashishtha to us. So each and every technique, even the smallest one, if you just pick it up, that thing, and that can put you into the same state of that ananda, same blissful state of our thing, which is makes us experience our own self. It's so, and it is so vast also. It is so in depth. If you look at it, there are many concepts, there are many techniques, there are many levels of knowledge that is there. No? So if you see the gist of that, it's everywhere. So much of things are there. No? At all our Art of Living courses and things that we will find that, okay, theoretically it's all explained here. Very well. If you see all the three theories, all the things of the science, it's very well explained here. The big things, the big research, that all comes, that all finds its root. The topmost, that famous movies and its science fictions, the concept of that are picked from here. No, so many things. It just, we need to just open our eyes and see. Oh my God, what is this? It is so in-depth understanding of this whole existence. So amazing. It is really amazing. Yeah, anyone else who would like to express themselves, they are welcome to do that. If you have any questions, they are welcome to ask that also.
Yes, is level 1, level 2, and level 3 of dream are the evolution of the consciousness?
No, consciousness doesn't evolve. Consciousness just stays as it is. Consciousness doesn't evolve as such. It is just the same as it is.
But what happens in level 1, level 2, and level 3?
Nothing. You're just imagining it. Things are happening. It's right? It's just imagination. If you look at it from the perspective of biology and the evolution and the civilization and all that, that is different topic altogether. What is an evolution actually? Genetically, what is genetic algorithm? What is evolution that we talk about? That there is some sanskara that happens, right? That you learn some things, right? And then that becomes here as a part of your smriti. And then on the subtle level, not just the smriti that you are there and you are died and your smriti is gone. It's not like that. No, it remains at the level of your subtle sanskara. It gets into your DNA. That understanding. No, see, the smriti is not there just at the level of one brain is there and inside only that smriti is there. It's not that. Each and every cell, each and every cell is intelligent. and it is having that smriti, it is having that intelligence. And is it same? Are we saying few thousands years back when we saw that Babas that make the moon smile video, no, the Darwin's theory and all that chimpanzee, and then we became the way we are today. So is there a change that has happened here? Yes, from an evolution perspective, there is a change that has happened here, no? And then it has affected all our things. The number of species that got increased. Today we have 8.7 million species. So have the things are evolved? Yes. Have they were as same as before? No. No. There are many ice age that happened. All these species were extinct, completely wiped out. Thanks that microorganism, that micro species were still alive. That what continued the life on this planet. So this is all part of that thing. That evolution is what we refer to, or that genetics is what referred to. It's all things that we are referring only on this planet Earth. But when we talk about the Brahmand, when we talk about the consciousness, Chaitanya, are we limiting ourselves to an understanding of things that is happening on this planet Earth? No, it is much, much more beyond. It is much, much more beyond that, right? Something which is on a bigger level, something which is on a more bigger scale. Like this, probably there are a number of such Earth that exist. We have seen that Asankhya Jag, no? So many universes that is Vaashishtha Muni looks at, right? So many such Earths, so many such Vaashishtha Muni, so many such Brahmas, so many such Rudras, so many such Vishnus. We have seen that, right? So when we talk about the Chaitanya, it is not that Chaitanya is evolving. It is that one small portion of that, all these things, at somewhere something, this planet Earth is there, which itself, if you see it from the scale of this own universe, it doesn't even appear like a spot, or it won't even exist. It doesn't even appear. At least the sun will throw its light and will be visible. This Earth won't even appear actually in this our own Milky Way. It doesn't even stand. No, that is just our own Milky Way. Like this, there are a number of such Milky Ways in this Brahman, right? So all things that is happening here as an evolution of just human beings or some other 8.7 million species. Does that matter to what Chaitanya is? Chaitanya is at much, much more bigger scale, and evolution of human being is at a very subtle, smaller level, right? Does that help? Does that make sense, Ritaji?
Yes.
So consciousness is not evolving, it's there.
Yes.
What is evolving probably is humanity, that human race, that species is what evolving here.
Yeah. Then why it was in that story? Why they told that it goes in level 1 dream, and then level 2, then level 3 and 4.
Okay, why that story was told? I was referring to a movie called Inception, and in that Inception they have seen that level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 dreams that way do. What is it they were trying to achieve there? There is this one person called businessman, and he is the one leader in that particular sector, but he has a competitor and he wants to enters into that businessman's mind at the subtle level and drop an idea that he doesn't want to become like his father. He wants to do something separate, so that he will do something else, not follow his father's footsteps, and will be that they wanted to do. They enters into that subtle level of his mind. So if they do it directly, that may not work. So they enters into subconsciousness mind. So how to enter into subconscious mind? So they design this. They design this dream into the tech through using the technology, and then all of them, when they are in the flight, all of them 6-7 people along with the businessman enters into the level 1 dream. From there it enters to the level 2 dream. From there they enters into the level 3 dream, and then they inception. What is the meaning of inception? Arambha. At the time of that thing, they will incept that. At the time of the death of his father, that father only tells him, because he will not listen to anybody. So in that level 3 dream, that father that level 4 dream actually in there, level 4 dream, that father will tell that son, that don't, there is this will is there, and that in that will only it is written that you do something of your own. I always feel proud about you, like that. So that inception at the time of that idea is incepted in his subconsciousness mind, and when they come from one dream after a dream, then they come back to flight. Then he already have that idea established, and he does start off his own, and the other person who is his competitor, he takes over that particular sector. So that story is been explained here to make us understand that if I tell you, without this understanding and the explanation of today's session, if I tell you that this world is unreal, is it so easy to understand? Okay, this world is just a dream. This is not real, Savita. This is just a dream. Is it easy to understand that? It's not that easy to understand, right? So if we listen to this example, understand this, that how this entire creation is formed using that Chida Akasha, Chitta Akasha of that divinity, that Chaitanya, and inside that there are multiple Chitta Akasha, and those Chitta Akasha is looking at this dream, and then dream inside dream, dream inside dream. Then it is that what is the guarantee of this? What I am seeing as a thing is not a dream, just a dream. बोल नहीं सकते ना, there is no guarantee. So we wake up to the reality. Oh, this can be just a dream. Then why am I taking serious? Why am I getting so entangled into it? Why am I crying? All your dukkhas will diminish, isn't that? काहे का दुख रहेगा फिर? If this is just a dream, जो दुख जो अपने को ड्रीम में होता है, once you become aware that this is just a dream, you come out of that, you become Jagrut, you become aware. मैटर करता है क्या उसमें क्या हुआ ड्रीम में? नहीं मैटर करता है. Same thing will happen with this also, this Jagat also, which is causing you dukkha, which is giving you all sorts of dukkha, sorrow here. उससे ऐसे लेकर जाओगे आप. And this is a dream. What is to be taken so seriously about it? वो benefit है उसका. That is what you will become free. You become मुक्त. मुक्त हो जाओगे आप. आपको मुक्ति का एहसास हो जाएगा. मुक्त हो जाओ क्या? आप मुक्त ही की रेडी, लेकिन you will, it will become your own experience. Oh wow, मैं कहाँ पे फंसा था? because ये सारी चीजें फंसा देती है ना अपने को. We get stuck into all these things, the external world. We get stuck. Don't experience that freedom and liberation which what we are. Practice करो इसको, contemplate करो. Continue to practice and contemplate. Any other question, any other things that we'd like to say, we can do that. If not, then we'll conclude this session today. Okay, then we'll conclude our today's session so that we can meet tomorrow. Jai Gurdev.